Welcome back to the Football Forecast. The round of 16 is delivering match after match of extraordinary football. And Monday and Tuesday give us perhaps the two most emotionally loaded fixtures of the entire knockout bracket. On Monday, July 6th, at 5 p.m. Eastern, Portugal face Spain at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, the first time these two Iberian rivals have ever met in a World Cup match in the entire history of the competition. Then on Tuesday, July 7th, at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, the United States hosts Belgium at Lumen Field in Seattle in a rematch of their 2014 World Cup encounter. This time with the co-hosts on home soil and revenge on their minds. Before we break down either match, here is the fact that makes Monday's game unlike any previous Iberian derby ever played. 11 previous meetings between Portugal and Spain. 3 wins each. 5 draws. But never, not in the 1950s, not in the 2010 final tournament. Not at any World Cup ever played. Have these two nations been drawn to face each other in a World Cup knockout match? Tonight, that changes. And it changes with Cristiano Ronaldo, at 41 years old. Playing his 6th World Cup, the first player in history to do so. And chasing the one trophy that has eluded him across an entire career that has produced every other major honour the game offers. And in Tuesday's match, Kevin De Bruyne and Belgium's squad arrive in Seattle knowing that Christian Pulisic and the co-hosts have been the most dominant home team at any World Cup in recent memory. 9 points. 9 goals scored. 1 conceded. The USA have been perfect. And they want the quarter-final they have not reached since 2002. And here's my personal take on this match day. The Portugal-Spain fixture is the kind of match that defines tournaments. A first-ever World Cup meeting between Iberian rivals with Ronaldo's legacy on the line. And USA-Belgium is a revenge narrative, 12 years in the making. De Bruyne and Lukaku were the ones who broke American hearts in 2014. And now the co-hosts have a chance to return the favour on home soil. Let us break down both matches completely. Match 1. Portugal vs Spain. AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. Monday, July 6th, 5 p.m. Eastern. The Iberian derby has a long and storied history in European and international football. But it has never produced a World Cup chapter. Until tonight. Both nations arrive at AT&T Stadium with identical defensive records, 1 goal conceded each across 3 group games, and similar overall forms that make this genuinely difficult to separate on paper. On team news for Portugal, Roberto Martinez arrives with Cristiano Ronaldo fit, available, and carrying the motivation of a player who knows, at 41, that this knockout match could be the final major occasion of his international career. His 2 goals against Uzbekistan in Portugal's 5-0 demolition showed that his movement in the penalty area remains elite, the timing of his runs, his positioning at the far post, and his finishing composure inside the box have not diminished to the point where any central defence can afford to ignore him. Bruno Fernandes is fit and operating as Portugal's creative engine, his ability to press high from the front and then arrive in dangerous positions to receive the ball makes him the player who connects Portugal's defensive discipline to their attacking threat. Rúben Dias, alongside Rúben Neves, provides the defensive structure and midfield balance. Rafael Leão off the left adds the pace dimension that stretches Spain's defensive line laterally. What's notable about this Portugal squad is how Martinez has refreshed it. He's brought in younger legs, like João Neves and Vitinha, while keeping the experienced core of Ronaldo, Fernandes, and Dias intact. That blend of experience and energy is exactly what you need in a knockout match against Spain's possession game. For Spain, Luis de la Fuente has no significant injury concerns. Rodri is fit and available as the Ballon d'Or, winning anchor of Spain's entire tactical structure. Rodri plays for Spain. Their passing rhythm is simply different from any team in this tournament. His ability to operate between the lines, shield the back four, and distribute over varying distances with consistent accuracy is the foundation on which Spain built their possession game. Lamine Yamal, at 17, is one of the most remarkable individual stories of this World Cup. 2 goals in the group stage, and the creative authority that very few teenagers have ever shown at this level. Nico Williams alongside him on the left provides the direct dribbling width. Pedri in the middle connects Rodri's distribution to the final third creativity of Yamal and Williams. One thing that stands out about this Spain squad. For the first time in World Cup history, there are no Real Madrid players in the Spanish squad. That's not a weakness, it's a statement. De La Fuente has built this team around system fit, not club reputation. And in a knockout match against Portugal, that tactical clarity could be the difference. Now, the historical context matters here, because Spain have never lost to Portugal in a major tournament. Their record in competitive encounters is 2 wins and 1 draw. The 2010 World Cup group stage, where David Villa's goal beat Portugal 1-0, and the 2012 European Championship semi-final where Spain won on penalties after a goalless draw. Portugal's victories over Spain have all come in friendlies, most recently in 2019. That pattern, Spain competitive, Portugal dominant only in low-stakes settings, is a real psychological weight on both sets of players. The tactical battle that will define this match is Bruno Fernandes versus Rodri. If Fernandes can receive the ball in the space between Spain's midfield and defensive lines and create the shooting or passing moments that Portugal need, a counter-attacking approach works. If Rodri identifies and closes that space before Fernandes can receive, which is what Rodri has done against every opponent who has tried the same approach at this tournament, Spain maintain possession dominance, and Portugal are forced to defend for long stretches. Pedri making late runs from deep is Spain's secondary threat that Portugal's defensive midfield will need to track simultaneously. Our assessment: Spain's possession dominance and Rodri's midfield control give them the structural advantage. Portugal's counter-attacking quality through Fernandes' vision and Leo's pace are their most credible threats. Ronaldo's goal-scoring record in high-pressure knockout matches from penalty kicks, from free kicks, from arriving in the box late, means Portugal always have a route to the decisive moment even when they are second best in possession. Spain win this 1-0 or 2-1. Yamal creates the decisive moment. Rodri controls the tempo for long periods, but Ronaldo will get his chance, and if he converts, this goes right to the wire. A match that neither nation has played at this stage before, decided by the finest of margins. Now let us move to match 2. USA versus Belgium. Lumen Field, Seattle, Washington. Tuesday, July 7th, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. The 2014 World Cup connection frames this match for both sets of players and supporters. Belgium beat the United States 2-1 in the round of 16 in Brazil. Kevin De Bruyne and Romelu Lukaku both scored in extra time. Julian Green replied for the USA, but it was not enough. 12 years later, the co-hosts are playing this match on home soil, with a group stage record that surpasses anything any American team has produced at a World Cup in the modern era. 9 points. 9 goals. 1 goal conceded. Mauricio Pochettino's USA side have been the most dominant home team in this tournament, by any attacking statistical measure. 4-1 against Paraguay in their opener. 2-0 against Turkey. 3-0 against Australia. The completeness of that run, not just the wins, but the control of every match. The conceding of just 1 goal. The multiple scorers across the squad shows a team that is not just winning, but genuinely functioning at a high collective level. On team news for USA, Pochettino has no significant injury concerns coming out of the group stage. Christian Pulisic leads the team as captain and as their most dangerous attacking individual. 2 goals in the group stage, and the creativity and directness that pulls Belgium's defensive shape out of position when he receives the ball in central areas and drives toward the penalty area. Folarin Balogun alongside him has also scored twice. His movement in behind defensive lines is the complementary threat that prevents Belgium from focusing entirely on Pulisic. Tyler Adams, in defensive midfield, is USA's most important player from a structural perspective. His ball winning, his physical presence, and his ability to disrupt the opponent's build-up from a deep position is the function that allows Pulisic and the wider players to commit forward without leaving the team vulnerable on the counter. Weston McKennie and Gio Reyna add the midfield balance and creative spark. The home crowd at Lumen Field, one of the most atmospheric venues at this tournament, in a football-passionate Pacific Northwest city, will be a genuine factor throughout the 90 minutes. I want to highlight something about this USA team under Pochettino. The tactical discipline is night and day from previous American World Cup squads. They don't just press, they press with purpose. They don't just counter, they counter with precision. Pochettino has instilled a system where every player knows their role. And that clarity is what has made them so difficult to break down. Belgium arrive carrying the experience, the individual quality, and the burning motivation of a squad that is running out of time. Kevin De Bruyne, at 34, is playing at this level through sheer tactical intelligence and technical mastery rather than the pace-based attributes that defined his earlier career. His ability to control the tempo of a match from wide central positions, receiving the ball in half spatters, driving into the final third, and then delivering with either foot into Lukaku's movement or beyond the second centre-back line, makes him the most tactically important individual in this match. Romelu Lukaku, as Belgium's all-time leading goalscorer, is the finishing destination of De Bruyne's creative work. Zeno de Bast, the young Sporting CP defender, anchors Belgium's defence alongside the experience of Arthur Amadou. Amadou Onana shields the back four in defensive midfield. Jeremy Doku's pace from the left provides the transition threat that can pin USA's right back. Belgium's squad is a fascinating mix. The old guard of De Bruyne and Lukaku are still here. But there's a new generation of defenders like De Bast and Thiaut who have stepped up. Rude Garcia has managed to blend experience with youth. But the question is whether that blend is cohesive enough to handle USA's high-press intensity. The key matchup is Tyler Adams versus Kevin De Bruyne. If Adams can win the physical contest in midfield and disrupt the delivery rhythm that De Bruyne relies on, preventing the clean first touch and the sharp pass that creates Belgium's best chances, USA's defensive structure holds, and Belgium are forced to build more slowly through If De Bruyne finds the space behind Adams's pressing line and can arrive in the final third with the ball at his feet, Belgium's attacking quality produces clear chances that Lukaku will finish. This is the duel that decides the match. The revenge narrative is real for USA. 12 years is a long time to carry the memory of a knockout defeat. And the Cohu's motivation, the generation of American football players who grew up watching 2014 and want to produce their own definitive World Cup moment, drives every decision Pochettino's squad makes in the build-up to this game. Our assessment: USA's home advantage, their perfect group stage record, and the atmospheric advantage at Lumen Field all favour Pochettino's side. But Belgium's experience in knockout football, De Bruyne and Lukaku, have been here before, have faced hostile crowds before, have won in difficult environments before. Means this is not a match where the home advantage simply overwhelms quality. USA win this 2-1 or 1-0. Pulisic is involved in the decisive moment. The crowd carries them through the difficult period when Belgium press in the first 30 minutes. And Lukaku scores if Belgium generate one clear opportunity inside the final 20 minutes. Belgium exit, and USA advance to their first quarter-final since 2002. 2 round of 16 matches that carry the weight of history, one because it has never happened before, and one because it happened before, and both nations want a different ending this time. Portugal and Spain meeting at a World Cup for the first time ever. With Ronaldo's last realistic shot at the trophy on one side, and Spain's possession machine on the other. And USA versus Belgium at Lumen Field, revenge match, home soil, home nation momentum versus Belgium's experience. Drop a comment below right now. In the Iberian derby, do you think Ronaldo scores tonight in his first ever World Cup match against Spain? And in Seattle, does USA finally end Belgium's World Cup dream on home soil, or does De Bruyne produce the moment that breaks American hearts again? Hit subscribe right now and turn on the notification bell. We are at the round of 16, and the quarterfinals are taking shape. We cover every match in full, and the bracket is moving fast. Follow us on all our socials for live score updates as both matches kick off. This is the Football Forecast. See you in the next one.